Hello Pacers, I'm putting this video together to step everyone through the process of booking our Makerspace technology. Whether you're a tech phobe, tech geek, it shouldn't matter, and I'm hoping that this will make the process easy for everybody. We're going to be using Edsby to book our robots. Right now I'm going to do this demo on my laptop, but you can use any device that connects to Edsby to book the robots. The format on your phone is going to look different than what you'll see on the laptop versus the tablet, but the process is the same either way, and you have the ability to book them from whichever device you want to use. So I need to get into Edsby. I'm going to use Office 365 to do that. And go over to my icons here and click into Edsby. Once I'm in there, I'm going to look at my groups. I've created PE Pacer Makers. Presently, Sarah, Kylie, and I are the only ones in there, but it's an invitation-only group. We'll be sending out that invitation to all Prince Edward staff so that it will be a private group that only we can access, but it'll allow us to see where that tech is at any time. So I'm going to click on PE Pacer Makers. You can see on the left, I've pinned pictures of all the robots we have. I'm going to update that with the number of robots we have for each and how they've been labeled, just because sometimes you might not book both B-bots or all the dashes, and we can have those in multiple rooms at the same time, and it'll just make things easier for us to kind of track. In the center is the feed like you'd have in any group. I've already mocked up some scheduled events just to see how they worked and to be able to show you on the calendar. And for our purposes of booking technology, I think the most important section is in the right corner here. Again, it has the schedule of things that have been booked. You can see tomorrow I mocked up one for the B-bots. If I float over it, you can see when I've booked it, which room it's at, how many periods, and as we book more, that list will get bigger and we'll be able to scroll down, but you'll be able to look through it and see pretty much where anything would be at any time. Now, how do we create one of those events? And how do you book the technology so we get it out of the libraries into the classes? Well, you have to create an event, and there's a few different ways we can do that. You can go above the feed, there's a button that says event, and click on that, and on the screen will come up create an event. In addition to that, I can go to the adding sign over here and add an event. Looks slightly different, but it's the same information, and either one of those ways will add your booking to the calendar, and it'll be available for everyone to see. I'm going to suggest, however, that when you're booking something, to use the calendar. So I'm going to click on the little calendar icon there, and you can see it pulls up the whole month of November. I like this way better simply because it shows you what's already been booked and when, and that should help us avoid double booking things. And I also like this way because I can just pick the day that I want to book something and click on it. So if I wanted to book the dashes on November 10th, I just click on the 10th and it's already set that date in the calendar for me. And then it's just the same process as the other ways of creating that event. So now that I have my new event page up, under event name, I'm going to add the robot that I'm looking to book, the dash. Under where, I'm going to ask that you put your name and the room that you're going to be using it in. I'm going to say room 22. We already have the date on the calendar that I want it booked, and then I'm going to go to the time and I'm going to say I want that booked for 9. I'm just going to change it to first thing 9:10 a.m. Duration, if I want it for 1 period, I'll leave it at 1. If I want to book it for 2, I might change it to 2. That's not as important as down here in the notes. In the notes, I'm going to ask you just to say which period or periods you're looking to have it booked. This is helpful when people float their cursor over that booking. It'll tell them exactly the time of day that it's being used. So once I have that information in there, the robot name and room, the time, period. All I have to do is click save, and you can see it's already popped up on the calendar. If I float over top of it, you can see location and teacher that's booked it, and the time. If I return back to the group, it's already popped up in the feed, and you can see it over there in the schedule. It's a pretty easy process, but if anyone has any questions, or if you want me to come to your room and walk you through the process, I'd be happy to do it. Other than that, happy roboting, I guess.